Hello, for the next installment of my YouTube channel, I'm going to be a little blunt. So, if you teach that one should not receive the COVID-19 vaccinations when they are available to you, I am going to say that you either have a poorly formed intellect or a poorly formed conscience. Now, the evidence is clear. So, if you're Catholic and believe that when the church teaches something, you should generally follow it, well, the church has put forward lots of information that you should receive the COVID-19 vaccines. There is a document from the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith that indicates that you can and you should receive the COVID-19 vaccination from a moral point of view. The document was reviewed by Pope Francis, and he ordered the publication. Secondly, I'm in the Archdiocese of Ottawa, Cornwall, and our Archbishop has put forward a statement when he is asked the question about the COVID-19 vaccinations. And the conclusion is, the short answer to a complex question is that in this particular circumstances, it is morally permissible to be vaccinated. So in the Archdiocese of Ottawa, Cornwall, the bishop has spoken, you can be vaccinated. And if you're still not convinced morally that there is no issue to being vaccinated, there's lots of in-depth analysis being done. My favorite is from theologian Brett Salkid, who is the staff theologian for the Archdiocese of Regina. And he writes an article, How to Vaccinate Like a Catholic. It's a great article. I suggest you look it up. It's published in Church Life Journal from the University of Notre Dame. Great article. Look it up. And take a good view of how you form your conscience using all this information that the church has provided. So, being blunt, if you think there's a moral problem to receiving the COVID-19 vaccination, I'm convinced that that's a problem in the formation of your conscience. So I want you to investigate, I want you to learn, and I want you to better form your conscience based on all this information that the church has put out. Okay. So now, that's your conscience. Now let's move on to the intellect. So, there's several sites and arguments out there that says the vaccines are harmful from a physical point of view, from a science. So, let's look at the science. So currently there are about 4.6 million people each day being vaccinated. And there's been a total of over 270 million people who have received at least one dose of the vaccination. That's a lot of people. And in most jurisdictions, they're starting with the most vulnerable people. And we see now that where the vaccine has been administered to this significant portion of the population, the rate of acquiring COVID-19 has significantly reduced. The studies have been published and can be referenced to show that these vaccines are safe and effective. So, David Wang, a Catholic musician and university professor, has put out a couple of videos that look at how to read these research studies. And I suggest you look him up on YouTube as well. Great articles, great YouTube videos that go on about how to use the research and how to look at it. So, to conclude, vaccines are miraculous, especially the mRNA vaccines. It's just wonderful that they've come about and can be made so quickly. But look at vaccines in general. We don't have smallpox. Polio is almost wiped out. Unfortunately, war and politics got in the way. And most of the serious and even not so serious diseases have been eliminated. Praise God. This is amazing and has done wonders in our modern world. We have this marvelous new vaccine technology, the mRNA vaccines, and I'm just so overjoyed, and it's amazing. And no, it will not change your DNA. It will not implant a tracking device. It will make you immune from COVID-19, or 95% immune. So, I have not been able to find one peer-reviewed paper in a scientific journal that says anything other than the vaccines are safe and effective. If you have something from a reputable source, and make sure the source is reputable, send it to me in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. But I have to come to the conclusion, so being very blunt, that if you don't want to receive the vaccine when it is made available to you, you either have a poorly formed conscience or a poorly formed intellect. There's lots of information available, lots of good information available, lots of bad information available too, that you should be able to filter out. But this good information, I want you to look at it, and the vaccines are safe, effective, and moral. So please, when it is your turn, go get vaccinated. So that's my little rant based on some stuff that I've been seeing online and I want to counter. I encourage you to go look at stuff, and for more stuff, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be putting out more perhaps controversial videos and see where it comes to. Thanks.